Hello, artists. Today we're going to practice overlapping by using one animal of your choosing and drawing that animal over and over again in an overlapping style. We're going to be using the art elements of line, shape, and space. Overlapping creates space by giving the feeling of distance and one thing behind another. So when you're overlapping, you're creating space in your picture. In reality, when we are looking at things around us, pretty much everything is overlapping. So we're going to practice doing that today with our markers. We're going to be using a skinny Sharpie marker, colored pencils, your regular pencil, and an eraser. And as you can see in this picture, I've chosen a fox as my animal. You're just going to choose one animal. You don't have to choose more than one, but I want you to draw your animal in a variety of poses. You can go online and look up an animal if you'd want to, and you can look up an animal in different poses. Some animals are more flexible than others. It would be hard to find a huge variety of poses for giraffes, one of my favorite animals, but foxes are pretty flexible. And as you can see, I've got my fox jumping and rolling, standing, looking, being on its back. So you can choose an animal that has a lot of poses, or you can just make up the poses for them. You can also tell that I did not stick with one color for my fox. And foxes generally come in grays and reds, but I made my foxes in rainbow colors. And I also made my background, I made a really light background in color. You can see that if I hold the paper a little closer. And I chose to make that in rainbow colors too. So, what is overlapping? Overlapping is one thing behind the other. And you'll notice that when something is overlapping, the thing that is behind, you don't see all of that thing. You just see part of that thing. This is not overlapping. All of these cats are just lined up in a row, but none of them are behind or in front of each other. So we want to avoid this look. This is just lined up. We want to create our picture overlapping. You'll also notice that I have a variety of sizes of foxes in my picture. I would also like to see you create a variety of sizes. Also, you can have part of your fox go off or your animal go off the page. It doesn't have to be a complete animal. Sometimes I just have fox heads here. Here's a row of little foxes behind my big fox. Here's a fox with its tail cut off by the big fox. So I want you to move your paper around as you draw so that your foxes aren't always going in the same direction. Some of them can be upside down. All right. So I'm going to show you how to create a picture overlapping. First thing you have to do is choose an animal. So I'm going to choose a giraffe this time, and I'm going to do my picture in Sharpie marker. I suggest you make your picture in pencil first, but I'm using Sharpie simply because it's easier to see on camera. So, first thing you want to do is kind of draw a large version of your animal. This takes up a lot of space in your picture, but it's also something that you can overlap easily. So, for now, I'm just going to draw a large giraffe head. And this is how I would draw my giraffe head initially when I went to make it with pencil. I would be erasing some of these lines to make it look better in the final version. But right now, since I'm using a marker, I can't erase, but I would be doing that should I be making this with pencil. So here's my first giraffe. And I made my giraffe head rather large so that it would take up some space and I could use it to overlap other giraffes. So I can put another giraffe here. And as I put this giraffe here, you're going to see that part of its body is going to overlap the original giraffe. Now, as I said before, these are just basic shapes of the giraffe, but were I to be really wanting to finish this picture, I would be drawing this in pencil and erasing lines like this line, which isn't necessary anymore. So this giraffe is overlapping this one. I might want to put a giraffe head or a part of a giraffe up here. And this giraffe's looking into the frame of the picture, or maybe on this giraffe, I would want to put one upside down. So far, this giraffe is not overlapping anything, but I can put another giraffe here, and this giraffe overlaps the one I just drew. So you get the general idea. The idea is to create as many of these of your choice of animal as possible and then draw them and overlap them. And they should be able to be different in size and pose. So this giraffe is going to be looking down a little bit as opposed to the other giraffes. And it overlaps its legs with that one. So here we go. What I want you to do is fill the page with your animal so that we can really tell that you know what overlapping is. And we get a really great picture with lots of your animal, right? So this one's overlapping that one. So do your picture in pencil first. Make sure that all the animals cover the page. I would like to see a minimum of 12 animals on your picture, and that includes partial animals. So this is a partial animal, this is a partial animal, this is a partial animal. So that includes partial animals, but make at least 12. When you finish doing your picture in pencil, I want you to erase all the lines that you don't like and then go over your animals with the thin Sharpie marker. Then erase all the pencil lines. The next thing you're going to do is use your colored pencils to color in your animal. Now, you do not have to make it the same. Like if you're making an elephant, all of your elephants do not have to be gray. You can make pink ones and purple ones and blue ones and yellow ones. That's fine with me. It makes it a little more fun. However, if you just really want to make realistic animals, go for it. You're welcome to do that too. So remember, this is not overlapping. This is overlapping, and I should be able to see a complete picture with animals everywhere, at least 12 animals in your picture. I look forward to seeing the animals you choose and your creations. That's it for today, artists.